Okay, stop. Before you scroll past this video, I need you to know that in exactly 19 days, something is going to happen that could lock you out of your own Social Security benefits. And I'm not being dramatic, I'm being dead serious. There's a government document sitting on my desk right now that most Americans will never see. It's only 3 pages long, but buried in the fine print is a date that's about to turn millions of lives upside down. August 31st. After that date, something you've done thousands of times, something as simple as calling Social Security to prove you're you, becomes impossible forever. But here's what's keeping me awake at night. They're not telling people. They're hoping you'll just figure it out. Before we go any further, I need to know something. Have you ever called Social Security and waited on hold for hours? I'm talking real hours. 2, 3, 4 hours of your life just gone. Drop a comment with your worst wait time because what you experienced is about to look like the good old days. So here's what I discovered, and this might be the most important video you watch this year. 3 weeks from today, the Social Security Administration will flip a switch. After August 31st, you will never again be able to call them and verify your identity over the phone. Not if you're 25, not if you're 85, not if you've been doing it the same way for 30 years. That option disappears completely. But wait, you're thinking, there must be alternatives, right? Oh, there are alternatives, 2 of them, and both are designed to fail most of the people who need them most. Alternative 1 is to navigate a complex online verification system that requires technology skills most seniors don't have, internet speeds many rural areas don't get, and digital literacy that millions of Americans simply don't possess. Alternative 2 is to travel to a Social Security office in person. Except, and this is where it gets truly cruel, they've already closed 47 of these offices, mostly in areas where people have no other options. The remaining offices are already booked solid for over a month. Let me tell you how I discovered this story because it started with a phone call that changed everything. It was 2 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday when my phone rang. On the other end was Margaret, a 78-year-old from Ohio whose voice was shaking as she told me her story. They want me to repay $23,000. She whispered, money I never got. And when I called to explain, they said I can't prove who I am anymore because I don't have whatever this internet thing is they want me to use. Margaret had fallen victim to a scammer who'd stolen her Social Security benefits for 8 months. But when she tried to fix her account, she discovered that the government's solution to fraud was to make it nearly impossible for legitimate people like her to access their own benefits. That phone call sent me down a rabbit hole that led to this moment, trying to warn as many people as possible before it's too late. Because here's what Margaret didn't know. Starting August 31st, the government is essentially saying, if you can't navigate our digital systems, you don't deserve your benefits. Let me paint you a picture of what September 1st is going to look like. Sarah, an 82-year-old widow in rural Montana, needs to update her bank account because her local bank is closing. Under the old system, she'd call Social Security, wait on hold, and get it done. Starting September 1st, her choices are to learn to use technology she's never touched or drive 180 miles to the nearest Social Security office if she can get an appointment before her benefits get cut off. And here's the kicker that should terrify every parent. Children can't even create these online accounts. So if you're managing benefits for a disabled child, you're automatically forced into that in-person appointment system, competing with millions of other desperate people for appointments at offices that are already overwhelmed. But why are they doing this? The answer is buried in government reports. Social Security is hemorrhaging money to fraud, over $100 million per year. Scammers have figured out how to game the phone system and it's bleeding the program dry. Here's how the scam works. Criminals buy your personal information online, your Social Security number, mother's maiden name, previous addresses, all for less than the cost of a coffee. Armed with this information, they call Social Security pretending to be you, answer the security questions, and change your direct deposit to their own bank accounts. Your benefits start flowing to criminals while you're wondering why your check didn't arrive. So Social Security's solution is to eliminate phone verification entirely and force everyone into digital identity verification. On paper, this makes sense. In reality, it's like solving a termite problem by burning down the house with the family still inside. Because the people who need Social Security most are often the least equipped to navigate complex digital systems. We're talking about seniors who have never owned a smartphone, people with disabilities who struggle with technology, rural Americans who barely have internet access. But there's something darker going on here. This isn't just about stopping fraud. Think about it. If you make the system so difficult that millions of people can't navigate it, you've effectively cut them off from their benefits without officially cutting them off. It's bureaucratic genius and humanitarian disaster. Right now, Social Security gets about 35 million phone calls per year. The average wait time is already 2 to 3 hours. Now, starting September 1st, everyone who used to call will be forced into one of two options: figure out the online system or compete for in-person appointments. The online system requires multiple accounts, document uploads, selfie verification, and technology skills that surveys show 40% of seniors simply don't have. The in-person system has fewer than 1,200 Social Security offices left in the entire country. That's one office for every 275,000 Americans. Do the math. It doesn't work. It can't work. It's not designed to work. I started reaching out to Social Security employees to understand what's really happening inside the agency. One former manager told me they know this is going to be a disaster. We've been telling them for months that the system can't handle this transition, but they're doing it anyway. Here's what really gets me. While making it harder for legitimate beneficiaries, Social Security has been remarkably quiet about this change. No major public awareness campaign, no letters to beneficiaries. They've updated their website, issued some press releases that most people will never see, and basically hoped word would spread organically. Why? Because they know that if people understood what was coming, there would be outrage. So here's what you absolutely must do, and the clock is ticking. If you haven't already created your My Social Security online account, do it right now. Go to SSA.gov and start the process immediately. You'll need to register with either ID, Me or Login. Gov. Upload documents, take selfies, and navigate multiple verification steps. For tech-savvy people, this might be annoying but manageable. For others, it can be a nightmare. If you need to make any changes to your Social Security account, updating direct deposit, changing your address, anything, do it now while you can still call. That phone option disappears in 19 days forever. If you have parents, grandparents, or anyone in your life who receives Social Security and isn't comfortable with technology, help them set up their accounts immediately. Don't just tell them, actually sit down and walk them through the entire process. You should also protect yourself from the fraud driving this change. Services like Delete Me actively remove your personal information from data broker websites that sell your details to scammers. I've used it for years to keep my family safe. But here's the reality. Even if you do everything right, this change is going to create chaos. The online systems will crash from sudden traffic. Phone lines will be jammed. Field offices will be overwhelmed. So let me ask you, are you going to be prepared for this chaos or caught in it? Here's what I need you to do right after this video. Pause everything and set up your My Social Security account. Call every family member who receives Social Security and make sure they know about this change. Help people who can't navigate the technology. Share this video with everyone you know. And if you want to stay informed about changes like this, hit subscribe because unfortunately this won't be the last time our government makes decisions that create chaos for the people they're supposed to serve. The clock is ticking. August 31st is coming. Whether we're ready or not, don't wait. Don't assume someone else will handle it. Don't think this won't affect you because in 19 days everything changes. And once that door closes, there's no going back. Your move.